Right, I just got home from testing the Volvo for the second time. So I went in the morning and then I decided that before I ring them to pick up the car, I would go for another test drive. I drove for another 40 minutes. It's been spot on. When I got home, this thing is here. Now, I didn't ask for this. Actually, I've been trying to avoid this car. I will explain. So, the car is a 2010, I'm sure it's a 2010 Mini Cooper D. So this is a diesel. And I was asked to look at this car some time ago. And I didn't want to look at it. And I wouldn't look at it. I could just tell him to come and pick it up. But I think the guy took the opportunity that I was not at home. And he saw the space here and he dropped the car. Alright, if it was not who it is, he would definitely be picking up the car. Anyway, the reason why I didn't want to look at this car is because yes, someone has been bodging this car, or someone has been looking into it. This window now, the guy told me it doesn't close. So this car, basically, like any car, was driving perfect. It was working just fine. Then one day it just failed to start. Apparently no ignition, no nothing. You wouldn't start. I don't know if he took it to someone. Surely he did, because he wouldn't done this. I know he wouldn't. But he took the car somewhere. Someone got him the car to work. But apparently the car works okay, because the guy brought me the car running. But apparently now this window doesn't close, doesn't work. And the car, if I put the key on, the car does this. Comes with that airbag light, comes with that. Okay, but that's it. There's no ignition. So let me press the clutch, because I think you need the clutch. So there's nothing. The other key, but if the other key was not accepted, he wouldn't lock the key in place. So obviously he's recognizing the key. Apparently the guy told me, because I rang him already, he said, well, if you put the key in and on a few times, sometimes it starts. Someone, whoever's been working on this, apparently told me they program something. God knows what that was. So this is what it does. I'm gonna try a few more times, see if I can get this to start. And I think I have the Maxis with me, because like I said, I just came out from testing the Volvo. But I think in this particular case, possibly Oyster, it might gonna be a massive help here. But let's try the Maxis first. Let's see what we can do with it. Oh dear me, it's really strange that I don't even have ignition. Now I need to find out which is the right parts from this car. 2010, the car's... oh God knows, I don't know. Is the manufacturing date on this? Is a class 3. Oh, there's no date. DDE for this. Oh dear me. Who knows? And one key. So this key doesn't lock or unlock the car, so I'm sure this key doesn't belong here, because this key, at least, if you're gonna look, oh come on, the car was locking and unlocking, that was for sure. So unlocking, but it doesn't lock. It's definitely unlocking. I don't know if you can hear when I press the button. Hope you can hear it, but why is not locking? And I think both keys actually unlock. Yeah, both keys unlock. Maybe the bonnet is open, perhaps. Let me have a look. Nope, everything is closed, and definitely it does not lock. When I try to lock it, this does not respond. If I press this button here, it always try to unlock, as you might be able to see from over there. So when I press either up, you can see it tries to go up first. Same here. So, right. No ignition. I'm going to try a few more times like he explained to me. He said just keep inserting the key and eventually it will work. I'm going to try it. Oh, sorry guys. I'm going to try it just to see. But yeah, I was not keen to look at this thing because clearly someone has been messing about with it. I don't know what they messed about with, which is another thing, you see. I don't know what else has been messed about. There's plastics out of place, you don't know. Start on the car like this is never a good start. But let me see what I'll do a little bit of investigation, plug in the Maxi-Sys and see what we have. Okay, I haven't done any investigation work yet, so we just plugged in the Maxi-Sys. The Maxi-Sys indeed detected the VIN number. I can confirm that's the correct VIN number from this car, as I can see through the windshield. These parts, they are all marked with WF11 LCM, so I figured it out that this would be a number plate, and indeed it is. So there is some apps here in the UK that you can use to just put the number plate, and that gives you a lot of details about the car in question. So in this case, you can do that yourself. WF11 LCM, you're going to see it's not from this car, so the parts on the car I believe are still the original, even though looks like these ones have been already plugged in somehow, because the car came like this. Okay, so God knows what else I'm going to find. But yeah, you can check yourself. WF11 LCM is from a Mini Cooper D as well, obviously 2011 actually, not 2010. And is actually a white, or was white, and he was a cabrio, which is not this in question. So is the parts from the other car. They are all marked with this number plate. This one is quite faint here on the back, but you can might be able to see in there. Okay, and then obviously this you had at the back, as we have seen. So these are the replacement parts. I guess good to know that the original parts are there. So I've scanned the car. I didn't scan the car, I just logged in. This is your first landing page. So it detected the car. I don't know which ECUs we can scan with. I should have my ignition on, I guess. Okay, there's some stuff going on. Okay, so it can read. I like these about BMWs, that a lot of modules stays awake even with no ignition, which is good. So it connects with my ECM, which is good. So as you've seen, no connection with airbag by the looks of it, but it's connecting with everything else, which is very good. So let it to finish the scan, and then we'll see what we find. Okay, and just as he was finishing the scan, I've seen something that I failed to communicate with, which is my Footwell module, which is a very important module on any BMW Mini. Without that, yeah, the car will not start. And yeah, we don't have communications with that. So let's gonna go to my engine module, see what we have in there, but most likely it's gonna be failing communications with loads of modules, as you can imagine. Plus most likely batteries, and so main relay, that's absent. So power management, total discharge, absent. So that's actually the only fault. We still have 12.7 volts. I was told as well, just thought now, that the battery is brand new. I haven't checked, but I've been told it had a brand new battery. So what we'll do to start with, we've seen these codes, not really worried with any of them. I'm just going to erase these codes. Okay. Let's see if anything comes back. No, for now. Let's go out. And let's move into the next. ABS and ESP. Let's see what we have. Okay, all absent. Yeah, all absent. Okay. Erase. It's going to go back. No faults again. That's going to go to Combi, instrument cluster. Read codes. Oh dear. Message lighting status. So I don't know why he says, well, he says absent, but I think these faults are going to be present. I'm sure if I cycle the ignition, although we don't even have ignition, but if I cycle the key, those faults will come back. CAS, another very, very important module. So, okay. CAS access system, CAS control unit fault. Okay. Let's clear these codes. Let me see if anything comes back. Okay, so we have a AOAA CAS system, CAS control unit fault. Do we have a CAS fault? Who knows? Maybe we do. It's going to go back. Junction box. Which if we do, will obviously give you this sort of behavior as well. Okay, now send faults, doesn't really matter. Airbag, steering mode, not really interested with this one, but we'll just have a look to see what's in there. Yeah, that's fine, the voltage, we'd expect that. And then we have ICA. Okay. So, as we stand, we have one fault for our CAS module fault. However, as I said, we do have lack of communications with a few modules. So if I go here, I know for a fact we will have a FRM module. Where is that? So no airbag, as you've seen as well. FRM module, Footwell module. We should have communications with this. I'm sure there is one on this car. Might be wrong, but I'm sure there is. Maybe not. I don't know. I think there is one. Okay, so no comms. Okay. Right. What we're going to do with this. Let me think. Let me think how we're going to approach this. Yeah. Let me see how we are going to approach this. Okay. And as I was here, try to think. Right. First of all, the AOAA. Nothing like a quick Google search. And also, I've also noticed as well that the steering lock is not in place. Okay, and when you put your key in, or my key in, I can hear the key reader unlocking, and you're going to be able to hear as well. There we go. I can hear that click, and it powers some of the stuff, but there's no noise from the steering lock. So I was thinking here, and I came back on the Maxi-Sys here on there, and if you press the test plan, the first thing that gives you is this service function. You see in there? Control unit fault, but then he forwards that for your electronic steering lock. I think I never done this. Let's gonna do a run. Oh dear me. Oh dear me. Hold on. Okay, the signal here is really weak, so I had to do another connection to connect to the network again, but the subscription is not active, so I can guarantee you it's gonna tell me, oh, it won't work. It's gonna tell me to go and pay the subscription before I carry on. I can guarantee you it's gonna do that. If it does that, I'm going to try the IM608. See if the IM608. Oh, come on. Really? Is that because I've lost the network, or no? I think it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Okay, so more I dig into this. That's why I didn't want to look at it in first place. Right. So I got the IM608. The IM608, as I predicted, can do the coding. It can reset the steering lock, which I did. It didn't make a difference. But obviously it can't flash. Now, because I have no communications with the Footwell module at all, I decided to put it out. And this looks like from BMW with these yellow numbers. It might be that there is. I'm not just sure about it. Oh dear, why they messed with this crap, honestly. So I don't know why I don't have communications with this. Also, as I digged a little bit, as I was trying to, when I looked to look at the fuses on this side, this is how it came. I've checked all the fuses on the engine bay, including relays. Everything is good in there. So I think what I'm going to do now, before I even try to blame the cars for it, in case if the cars needs flashing, because that's what the Maxi 6 was about to do, if I'm not mistaken, was to download the flash and just reflash the module, the CAS module, which obviously the IM608 cannot do. Before I go any further, I want to understand, because that should not, I believe it should not prevent me from actually have communications with that module. I'm going to check diagrams. Aista probably would tell me a little bit more, but I'm just going to go straight to diagrams and try to understand where the powers and grounds should come into this. I don't know if I'm going to do a lot today. It's now 4:10 in the afternoon. Just a minute ago was kind of start snowing, and now it stopped. I'm absolutely freezing in here. I can barely feel my feet right now, so I don't think I'm going to carry on for much longer, but I'm going to get all of diagrams. I think that's the next step. It's going to be, at least for now, figure out why I don't have communications with that module. It might be that is going to lead me to something else. I really hope it does. But yeah, because this to me sounds like a power supply issue to somewhere. It could be that there is that it is the CAS that is not powering something up. But I don't know yet. So let's gonna look at the diagrams, understand how the system is actually wired, and go from there, really. Okay, before we do that, however, I might do that while I'm here. I got all some diagrams, as you can see, and I'm going to attempt to close that window because I can't really leave that window open in case if it rains or snows. So according to my diagrams, so the FRM at the moment, the Footwell module at the moment obviously is not there, and the pins I have, so the motors, they plug straight into the FRM module. One window pin 5 and 4, the other window 36 and 35. Actually, I should have write down which one is which. Hold on a second. Okay, what I do, here I am again with this thing in my head. Right, and what I do to record for you guys. So pin 4 and 5, 2 wires in there connected to my power probe. Okay, so one I'm going to connect it to, hold on a second, let me show you this, how we do this. So I can show you this and I can show you the window. Actually, let me do it like this so you can see the window. So the 2 wires that comes from pin 4 and 5 on my FRM plug, they are here. So my power probe is connected there, so I'm going to connect one to one wire, and now we're going to apply, so that's going to be my ground in there. I'm going to apply voltage in there. I don't know if the window is going to be going up or down, but it's coming down. So let's going to swap this, and let's going to close the window. There we go, window is closed. So now we can have rain, we can have whatever. But while I'm here, we're going to check powers and grounds and see if there's anything missing. And while the power probe is connected, there's no point to get the multimeter or anything like that, so we're just going to quick check powers and grounds. So powers and grounds should be on my, so powers should be my pin 1. Let me look at the diagrams. 1, 2, 3 and 34. So pin 1, 12.5. Pin 2 is empty. Pin 3, 12.5. Pin 34, 12.5. I don't know if you can see on the screen, but trust my reading is 12.5. Now we're going to check the grounds. There is 3 grounds, which is 16, 33, 47. So 16, yeah, I think it's 16 or 18, sorry. 18, 0 volts. 33, 0 volts. 47, so 51, 50, 49, 48, 47, 0 volts. So looks like we have powers and grounds. Next, let's gonna check what? CAN lines. But for that, we're gonna need the scope. Okay. CAN lines are on my pin, same plug actually, pin 45. Actually, you're gonna have more than one CAN line, so we're gonna have to check them all possibly. Okay, this is interesting. Right, you guys know how I don't like to record when it's dark, but in this case I'm gonna have to do it because I have a car that's been dropped behind this Mini to look at from a colleague of mine at work with an airbag light on, or from his daughter I think, with the airbag light on. That car has this MOT by the end of this month, and I'm gonna have to prioritize that tomorrow. Then I'm working, so I don't know when I'm gonna be able to work on this car unless that Audi goes really well tomorrow and I have some spare time to carry on this. It might be that I won't be able to look at it until next week. So I'm recording this bit so I don't forget nothing, and while everything is fresh in my head. So as you can see, look at that, it's running. Beautiful. Now it took me ages to get this engine to start when I managed to get it to crank, because all 4 glow plugs are now working and it's absolutely freezing cold. I don't know what the temperature is now. There we go, minus 0.5. It's absolutely freezing and the car took ages to start, but I managed to eventually get it going. There is, however, still problems with the car, so let me take you through everything so you understand. First, why did I came here back with the Maxi Cs? Right, I was willing to buy the bullet and spend £1,000 updating the Maxi Cs so I could go through that procedure that I've showed you. But before I do that, I decided to come here to do something, because when I did the steering lock reset with the IM608, and I explained that nothing really changed, I don't know why, but I had in my head something to do with terminal 15. I don't know why, guys, and I think these things comes a little bit with experience. The IM608 was not designed for this sort of stuff, so I'm not going to blame it not to have that sort of function. But the Maxi Cs does. So what I've done is, I came here to service, powertrain, CAS module, and then I've done reset electric steering lock frequency counter. Now when I've done this, which was the same as the Maxi Cs, it gave me exactly the same result. So you hear a little bit of a click underneath, and that was it, nothing changed. But straight away after I've done that, the Maxi Cs presented me with a message about this. Okay? And what he was saying was that I should have recorded that. I do apologize. I was not expecting it to work, to be fair with you. Well, I was not expecting it to work, so that's it. So, but he presented me with a message about saying that the CAS system have deactivated terminal 15 if I want to reactivate And I said yes. So went through the procedure, and as soon as he finished, I heard the steering lock disengaging. Nothing else happened, but the steering lock disengaged. So as soon as he did that, I pulled the key out, pulled the key, the steering lock engaged straight away, pulled the key back in, the steering lock disengaged, I pressed the start button, and voila, all the lights came on. Attempt to crank the engine, as I said, it took forever to start the engine, but I managed to get it running. A few attempts, and it started. However, let me show you something, because we still have issues, and we're gonna have to carry on pretty much from where I left when we were checking powers and grounds to the FRM. And let me show you why. I'm gonna do a full scan on the car. It won't take long, so I will actually show you. As you can see, I have my airbag back on, but look at that now. It's going to stay here, try to communicate, and he will eventually give up, and he's going to scan my HVAC system. There we go. And as you can see, my FRM module is not on the list. Okay. If I now come very quickly here to my engine module, you're going to see that I have no activations of the glow plugs. There we go. And I have no message for my FRM module. Okay, no message. Then if I come back, and you're going to see that all of it is related with my FRM. Again, no message for my FRM module. I could carry on. Actually, let me go just to the CAS module. Forget the combi, it's going to be the same sort of stuff. It's going to go to my CAS module. There we go. So as you can see, CAS unit, don't know why it's showing these faults again. Road speed signal, you shouldn't be showing this. Maybe because I haven't cleared the codes yet. It's probably that. I haven't cleared the codes yet. So it might be that. It might be from before. Don't know why is that road. Maybe the road signal is coming from the FRM module as well. I don't know. It's gonna go to my JBE. What we have on my JBE. All absent. It's fine. Steering column. No message with my CAS, that's already gone. And my ACA, it shows me, I think I already showed you that. No, I didn't, but it was a lack of communications. Anyway, so yeah, on the CAS, I guess those codes are because I haven't cleared any codes yet, so they're still showing absent from when I was dealing with the car. They're still showing present, sorry, but I still have no electric windows. Okay, so electric windows, they don't work. Nothing else, I guess. Anything that is related to my FRM module does not work. Yeah, it doesn't. So things like, for example, lights, let me show you. So the lights are at the moment on, but I think they come on by default when it gets dark. Or actually, no, they just came on. I think because there is no communication, there's a fail-safe, they probably come on. But when I turn this, as you can see, there's no lights at all. Lights, more lights, that doesn't work, that doesn't work. So anything related to lights does not work. So anything that is controlled by that module doesn't work, obviously, because there is no communications with the module. So I think what I can do very quick now is do a quick erase. So obviously I'm probably gonna still, so it says no faults. but it's gonna trigger all the faults again once you start. Okay, so once I start, there's one fault that's still in here for some reason. Which one came back? But all the other faults will come back. So he actually comes up with that again for some odd reason that I don't know. Let me just do one thing while we are here. I know it's not ideal being doing this while it's dark. Let me switch off the engine. Engine off. I don't know if you can hear the steering lock on and off. I'm going to delete these codes just with the key on. Okay, and the code is still present for some reason. Is that the same code? Probably. Yes, it is. Don't understand why. Let me do a thing here. Let me do another reset to the counter. Why not? Okay. Service completed. Let's gonna just cycle the ignition now. Ignition on. Let's do an auto scan again. Okay, so again, failed to communicate with the FRM. Let's just gonna go to the cars again, see what faults we have now. Aha, there we go. Now he's absent. Okay, sweet. So maybe the first one didn't clear properly. I don't know. Let's clear this. We're gonna have all the codes come back on. The one, well, we're gonna have to cycle the ignition, so some of the codes are triggered again. Not worried about that. But yeah, let me start the engine again, at least to keep the car. Oh, he started straight away now because he's already warmed up. So yeah, so as you can see, the cars now, he didn't come back. Obviously, he came back earlier straight away. I don't know, maybe a second reset just worked now. So yeah, so for now, guys, is just stay tuned. When I pick up on this car again, I guess it's going to be try to figure out why we have no communications with our module, which is going to be possibly CAN lines, maybe, since we already checked powers and grounds. It's going to be probably CAN lines. If CAN lines are okay, we might have a bad module. Alright, so next day, the Audi A1, as I've told you yesterday, is not going to make into a video. I spent about an hour on it. It's sorted for now. It's a intermittent fault, which to me looks like was just a glitch, maybe, don't know. So it's not going to make into a video. So basically I spent an hour on it and I'm back into this. So at the moment FRM is not even plugged in. Yes, I need to get those glow plugs sorted. Honestly, it's gonna have to, because it's a nightmare to start this thing. So as you can see, I have my scope. Next thing, so we did just to quickly establish what we have done so far. So we checked powers and grounds, everything is there. Next step is to check CAN lines. If CAN lines are good, I have a feeling that we're gonna have the quite common FRM EEPROM, or yeah, EEPROM data corrupted, and And yeah, he's probably that's probably what the problem is going to be. But never skip steps. Let's gonna check powers and grounds. Let's gonna check con lines and move from there. Okay, so it's gonna be a little bit tricky to show you everything at once. To have a good view of the scope and a good view of what I'm plugging into is gonna be a little bit tricky. So I'm going to show you that first of all, and I had to scratch my head a little bit on this one because obviously the diagrams, they show me, I guess, the general diagrams. I haven't plugged in iStar or anything like that. I'm just looking at HGS online, which I have a subscription for, and the diagrams in there actually shows me that I should have con high speed on pin 43 and 44. However, on pin 43 and 44, my pin 4, I'm not going to be able to show you, am I? Okay, anyway, so you can probably see these two wires there, which are a green and an orange with a black strip. You can probably not see, but is these first ones right after my finger. Okay, these two wires are my con comfort, and before that, which is 45 and 46, the two space just before 43 and 44 was supposed to be my con high speed, but there's nothing there. Okay, I would just think my diagrams could be wrong. So I have a twisted pair right here at the front on pin 33 and 51, sorry, 34 and 51, but look at the diagrams, that's actually for the lights leveling on the right hand side, so it's nothing to do with my CAN bus. But when I plug on my comfort, I think you guys can see on the screen, where's the other one? I want to short the CAN lines. There we go. Beautiful. I think there's no doubts that we have CAN lines here. As I said, I can't see the CAN bus high speed, so it could be that this is a model that does not have the CAN bus high speed. That's the only thing I can think of. I've checked every single pin, every single wire. There's no other wires with the same color, nor anything else that resembles a CAN bus. CAN bus wires are usually twisted, and they are usually quite thin wires. Nothing here. I think, yes, it could be that I would plug in Oyster, but yeah, I don't see the point really. I doubt my wire diagrams are going to be that wrong. So I think it's just a module that does not have CAN bus high speed, maybe, I guess, on this particular version. So yeah, so I think the next step is going to be try to get the light module to the bench and see what we can do with it. Okay, and as you have seen, the module is back in there and repaired. Now, some of you might be asking, Lewis, we want to see it. You will, just stay tuned. As you've seen, there is a video for it. If you come here at least, I would say, a week after this video has been published, just go in the description of this one and the link will be there for the video. If you are watching this video on the day I've been publishing, it's not going to be there yet, but it will be definitely the next video being published, where I will take you through on how we got that module back to life, and I will show you now that oh no, ran out battery. Hold on a second. Okay, and we are back to business. So all I want to show you is that the Footwell module now is obviously on my list. I've showed you back in the video, and I have a feeling that this module does not belong to this car, and we might gonna have some trouble to actually code the module to the car. Let me show you why. Because of the faults I have on the module. I have 3 faults on the module that don't clear, which is the first 2 is for the high sensors. So I strongly believe this is for a car with xenon headlights. Okay, this car does not have xenon headlights, as you can see in there. It has the normal halogen bulbs with the adjuster here for the level, and it doesn't have any sensors. And then the rear fog lamp light adaptive brake lamp faulty. I don't even know if we have an adaptive brake lamp on these, or if this is meant to be for the third brake light. I'm not sure. Until we code the module to the car, I don't really know. Everything else, guys, even with these faults, everything else now works on the car. All the stuff that was not working before. Obviously we have communications, and obviously my windows now work just fine. Okay, this side as well. Okay, so everything works fine. What else? It locks and unlocks. Okay, I never showed you, but I have turn signals now, which I didn't have before. Okay, my lights now, they turn off, as you can see. I don't know if you can see right there on that fence if I turn them on. However, and here is a problem, because when I turn them on, I believe that's my high beams. I might be wrong, but I believe it's the high beams, because now if I try to pull to high beams, as you can see, it shows me in there in the thingy, but if you look in there on both sides, nothing really happens. So if I turn them off and I flicker my lights, that's what comes up. It's the same as when I turn them on. You see, if I turn them on. So I believe that module is from a xenon lights car. Some modules, sometimes they can't really be coded to normal lights when they are xenon, so I'm not really sure how we're going to play this one out. So I don't know if that module is going to be, if it's going to be possible to code that module to this car. That's FRM high EKS. EKS, I think, is a high. I know there's a low version of this module, which basically has less functions. And for some reason, I think that that's the module that should be on this car. I don't think that module belongs to this car. So, but we got the module back into life. We got it working. So I think that's gonna be it for this video. For the programming of that, I don't think I'm gonna make a video for it. I'm just gonna code the module. If I can do it just through coding. If it needs flashing, then I might need to update the subscription for the Maxi Cs. I've, since September or whatever, they ran out, so it's now nearly end of February, so it might be time to do it. But if I can do it just by coding, I will do it. If I still have issues with my headlights, I'll have to dig into this, but I think it's going to be a module replacement. If that's the case, then yes, I might make a video on how to replace the module and code the module. Even though I have videos done on BMWs for that, it's going to be pretty much the same stuff, no difference. So, but for this car, guys, the car is now starting and running okay. Starts fine. Well, starts fine when warmed up. Cold is an absolutely nightmare. I might make a video for that problem with the glow plugs, unless it's really a glow plug and module replacement. If it is, I'm not going to do it. It's that simple to do. But for this non-start problem, which was the steering lock and the terminal 15 deactivated by the car's module. So whoever has been diagnosed in the car as needing all this stuff, honestly, he didn't know what he was doing. As for the owner that was told that some modules on the doors were broken and he needed new modules for the doors, obviously that was also untrue. So guys, with no further ado, because this video is probably long enough, I know probably you guys are going to be left with a lot of questions for this one, special regards to the FRM module. Just stay tuned, it might be that there is a video for that. But stay tuned obviously for the repair of the module, for bringing the module back to life. Definitely for that is a video coming, or just go in the description below depending on when you come to see this video. So with no further ado guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope there's some information here you guys can find useful. If you guys have any questions or any comments, obviously put them below. And like always, thanks for watching.